Farmer.
Howdy.
And I'm back. For real,
He's
this
back.
What?
And what's up, Craig? How you doing back there?
Our
last episode, we have
I was just gonna say, I had a cameo last
YouTube.
episode.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's because y'all were talking smack about the marathon, probably.
We talked smack about marathon. Actually, so I went back and listened to it, and we waited to talk smack on marathon way longer than I thought. We talked about Arc and other games way more than I expected before we switched to marathon. But also, you know what? Like, I've not been happy. Like, is it bad? I've not been happy with Bungie for a while. So the whole marathon issue is not not news to me. Have you gotten a chance to play it at all, Farm?
Sorry. Allergies. So yeah, David and I played it last week, and I haven't had a chance to get back into it, but I'm excited to play more. I was just kind of dozing off, not because
Literally
the
falling
bad.
asleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. That's how boring it
yeah.
was. Literally.
Not because the game was bad, but because
we don't need to keep the full quote in. I was
tired.
literally dozing off. Yeah, Dave and I played last week. I was literally dozing off.
He was dozing off, and he
end
walked into a
of the
poison
quote.
plant, and a plant doused him with poison and downed him. So I resurrected him, right? Because that's what friends do. And he then proceeded to go back to the plant and have it poison him again. Because
I really
apparently
don't know what happened.
dying by
what in the world
poison
talking
was
about.
preferable to playing the game. Apparently.
It's preferable to
This
playing
is just going to be taken out of context completely. I can hear it now. Just like a little short of me just saying it. I was so tired. I fell asleep because the game was terrible. That kind of thing. Just bits and pieces of it jumbled around. All of it.
Well, I mean, you're the one who keeps saying it. I've not gotten a chance to play, but to be honest, I'm not super pumped about it. I was going to say I don't like extraction shooters, but someone brought up to me, they're like, isn't Helldivers an extraction shooter? And I was like, how dare you? One, how dare you say that? Two, I guess.
Very true.
Technically,
technically, it totally is.
On a technical level, you do extract and you do shoot.
But it's not a
different.
PvP. That's the difference. It's not a PvP extraction shooter. It's a PvE only, exclusively that.
I almost was like, I guess I'm going back to Helldivers because... just to give so there's a couple updates I want to talk about before I get into the what I want to talk about today. The server that David, Logan, and I, hey Logan, I see Logan there.
Hang on,
in the
let me
studio
set it
audience.
up. Let me set it up.
Go ahead.
I've had a bad day. Okay, I've had an actually bad day. All right, so I was at work trying to get stuff done and everything. For the fourth day in a row, I was not able to do anything because we were just too busy with other stuff. And side quests kept on materializing and I just was unable to get anything done. Right. And I was really, really frustrated. And then Johnny texts me.
Yep. Tag him. Yep.
Or tags me on Discord. Yeah.
I tagged you on Discord.
You can go from there. Yeah.
I tag him. So for me, it's morning here in Japan, right? I had just watched my son, Kuya, playing Ark. And then I'm dropping, and he went off to school. So it's about an hour and a half later. I'm dropping my daughters off at kindergarten, and Logan is losing his mind in the Ark group chat, in our Discord. And he's the servers rolled back a week. Oh my gosh. And I was like, what are you, and I'm literally taking back, what are you talking about? I just was watching my son play, and I have this sick feeling in the pit of my stomach, right? Of it's like in The Force Awakens when Han's it's true. All of it, right? I know that it's right, but I'm also in the middle of dropping off my daughter. So I go home, or I had to stop and get gas to go home, and the server is rolled back a week. And I was so mad. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have so many things that come to mind to say to that. Maybe it's time to take a break. Maybe it's time to play a different game and actually touch grass. That's
Well,
all
I
I can
was so
think of.
mad. I was so mad when it happened that I was like, "That's it, I'm done." And honestly, the same. Like that, I'm done. I'm gonna play Hades. I'm gonna play some of these other games. Like that's it. That's all it took. It lost me, right? But then I was thinking about it, and I realized, actually, Farm, I didn't play that much Ark last week, so I personally did not lose all that much from this
Well, that's good.
situation.
That's good.
But my son started playing last week, so he's lost like a ton of tames and I mean, I did build. I played multiple hours
I feel
yesterday and
bad
built
for
a
him.
bridge. Well, so I spawned everything back in. I'm an admin on the server. So I jumped in and just went over to Logan's house.
Oh,
and was
so
like,
you
all right,
just
what'd
went
you lose?
and you made it better, So I'm
I mean,
curious
yes and
on
no.
the
I
on the
was
on
I
the
was telling
ops.
David yes and no because it's not the same, right? So like for
Right, you
example,
spawn it back, but it's still
Johnny,
not the same. Yeah, I
my
can see
son,
that.
had this really cool, really beautiful like Ankylosaurus, right? Like, and it was green, and he named it Moss. I spawned in a new one. Honestly, better, right? It's a higher
Better.
level.
Yeah.
It's better. It doesn't look as good though. It's like kind
Yeah.
of like more of like a neutral gray kind of a thing. And yeah, Johnny, my son lost a Rex that we were raising, and it was the same color as our Spinal, like this really beautiful light blue. And it was going to be super cool. We were going to have matching. I spawned in a new one, not blue at all. So it's
Well,
not.
My question to
Yeah,
you, if you didn't have the option to actually spawn back some of this stuff, would that have killed his interest in the game? Or now that you have at least gotten some of the same
Well,
uh, animals back
I
or
the
think it would
problem
dinosaurs
have
back.
is,
killed his interest. I think it would have killed his interest for a time. I think he would have
Yeah.
been
sure,
mad, and he
yeah,
probably would have played something for like a couple weeks. But he's always wanted to come back to it, so he'd probably come
yeah.
back to it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
for
But
me, I would probably just be like, you know what? Like, I don't want to play this if I'm just going to lose my stuff,
right. Well, like that's the thing about Ark. That's what makes it so appealing is that it is like persistent. Like that the work you put into it theoretically stays there.
Well,
Like
Right.
when you
that's
say persistent, are we talking about continual back rolls of the server? Because that's
Right,
what
right.
seems persistent right now. It's like we keep having these. We have to go back a week. I mean, this is what the second or third time in the last few
no. This
weeks.
is the first time it's gone back that far.
Well, okay, maybe
we
that
we
far,
Before
but
it
lost
was
like
just
6
before it
hours or
was
something before.
oh,
yeah,
6
we
hours.
lost a
Okay.
few hours.
Yeah.
It seems like there's been a
Yeah.
couple crashes or something rollbacks, and it's like, okay, well, what is going on here? How many hours do you really want to sink in the game like this?
Like 6 hours is okay. Like 6 hours, like I can deal with that. That's not like it sucks, but it like worst case I can like kind of like like, and I'm willing to for other people as well, like use admin commands to like restore stuff, right, to kind of
Mhm.
get us back on track to where we were or whatever. But like when it's literally like I was telling Johnny, like over the course of the past like 5 days, which is how far it rolled back, like that's like between there's what like 5 of us on the server, 6
Yep.
if we count you, I think. Like that's like
Wait a minute.
technically
Do you not
hundreds of
count me?
hours.
I'm not
I mean,
counting.
like between all
Normally.
of us,
Okay.
like I mean, like
Got it.
that's a lot. That's a lot of like work, like that, and
Yeah.
not just any individual one person's like work, but like collectively, like I mean, like, and that affected the entire environment. Like,
Right.
it's not
Right.
insignificant. Like, that's a lot. But I mean, like like I don't know. Thank goodness,
I just want
we
to go
have
back
admin
to that
commands and
slide
stuff
that
and all
we
that
haven't
jazz.
really like focused on. Like I just got slighted, and we're not even giving any like 5 on the server and 6 if we count you. Like, what's that about? Gee.
Honestly, Farm, I didn't even know that. I thought you just came on and died a bunch, and then you're never coming back. That's what I
That's
thought. I
all
didn't
that
know
the
that you were
server
going to build a
remembers,
base and stuff.
actually, is literally that. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't remember your thatch base or anything.
Yeah, I mean
So,
everything's
yeah.
rolled back. I mean, but honestly, whatever. I'm learning a
wanna
lot.
join
I got so much
You want to
experience
join my
from
tribe?
dying.
My tribe is
I
called. Did I talk about it on here? My tribe is
I
called
don't
High
know.
Guard.
I've got so much experience in this game just by confronting all of the dinosaurs every 30 seconds and then dying and then going to
You
the
have
new spot, new
you have
dinosaur,
confronted quite
new
a few of
death.
them, yeah.
Man, I've got some skills now on how to avoid death in very dangerous areas. So, I mean, it's going to pay off eventually, one of these days.
It's true. It's true. And so that happened. That just happened, and that's what Dave
It
and I were
sounds
dealing
like
with
it
right
probably
before
sounds
this.
crazy to like non-gamers or even people who don't play Ark, but like I mean like I don't know, like this is like the game that a bunch of us like literally like this is the game for a bunch of us. And there is
It's
a certain
the game.
level of community to it as
Logan
well,
has been
I mean like
playing a lot. I've
yeah.
not seen Logan play this much video games since the last time we were playing Ark.
Yeah.
Like he'll be playing, like we'll play Monster Hunter, we'll do other stuff, and he'll be playing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing a little bit here and there. I'm playing a little bit." But when we play Ark, Logan is like sweaty in Ark. Like that man. He puts in the time. He really does. And but Farm, my thing on not quitting was this. I was just thinking about how I've gamed the most with Logan and David and my son playing this game than we have in a long time. And I'm not going to let Nitrado, like the server company, like ruin that for us. Right? Hey, like,
even though
as
they
a community,
try to keep they keep trying to put that wedge in between.
they keep trying to break us up. Yeah, they keep trying to break us up and make us not do this. No, man, like, hey, this has been really cool to get to like play together and do stuff together and play this game, and I'm not gonna let them like ruin it for me by making me quit. So I spawned everything back in,
like,
and
not a lot of other games necessarily appeal to me, especially when I'm like kind of like I don't know, in a like pseudo productive mood. I mean like it's just there's a rhythm to Ark that I feel like a lot of other games just don't have. Where I can do Ark like, like concentrating on it and like playing it like very engaged, or I can do Ark like, like just kind of like, gathering
I
materials
will say this,
or whatever. Like
I tried to get David to play Pal World. I was like, oh, it's kind of like Ark, but it's easier. And David wasn't into it. David's not into easier
He
Ark.
enjoyed it, but
Power.
like it's not Ark. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not
he
into
like
this.
he likes the pain.
Weenie Hut Junior's Ark.
Actually,
Yeah.
The actual the trolling of the company is actually part of the appeal, actually, because you lose stuff, then you have to go rebuild. I mean, if you always had it, and then it'd be like one of those Minecraft servers or something like that. Once you have it and it's just saved, you never go back to it after you do all the things you want to do, but this way, there's always something new to do because they take it away.
Well, also, Farm, see, David and I have this shared thing that like you don't deal with because you're a homeowner, but we're not. Where we have base projects, right? We're just renters, so we're not working on our actual houses, like where we live.
Uh-huh.
But every so often you're like, man, I'm gonna open up this space a little more. I'm gonna clean up this area, and we get to have that satisfaction. And speaking of projects, how's your home flooring?
I knew this was the next question coming. So I've been slammed just trying to find all the time to finish it all up, but everything's going good. I
honestly, with all your
go ahead.
homeowner experience, I was expecting your thatch house to be a little more impressive in Ark, but I guess that doesn't translate well.
Yeah, well, when you have scraps, you make do with scraps, and when you have dinos and gators and all sorts of living creatures trying to tear down the house, I mean, you do what you got to do. And in that case, it is relocate, because I definitely have to relocate after what the other night. I was just like, you know what? I almost have this house done, and there's no way it's going to survive. So like, it's just wasting my time. So that I abandoned that hut. The hut is no more mine. It's gone. But it's to go back to the remodel here. Pretty much everything's done as far as the floor goes. I got the linoleum down, and so what we've been working on the last few days is actually rebuilding a shoe shelf. We're going to be doing that, and a new kind of like bench cabinet area. So we've got all the boards. We were actually working outside today doing all the staining for all the boards, because I usually like to get it like a dark walnut or something like that. So that's what we've been doing. So I'm in that kind of phase. I've got to do the last bit of polyurethane, like probably like a satin finish or something like that, and then I'll be putting it together tomorrow, hopefully.
Very
and then
nice.
We'll have shoes. Yeah, we'll have a shelf for our shoes. So we'll get some of the stuff off the back porch. slowly getting
I
all the stuff off the back porch. It's real country to have it out there.
I don't know if like our listeners enjoy following along like this as much as I do, but I personally really love it. It's just so
I do
real.
too. Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
It's
yeah,
like
you know the
it makes me feel
projects.
better about renting. Honestly,
Yeah, about renting. Yeah, me too.
Well,
Actually, yeah.
it's it's interesting. But yeah, you do have like with any possessions or anything that you have, there's a lot of work that comes with it if you want to upkeep it.
true.
Now,
Very true.
if you don't mind, it looking like trash and eventually being not worth anything, there's that too, which I could very much do that. We could just have a hole in the floor and be like, you know what, just let it fall down to the ground. We'll be fine. That kind of thing. And
Farmers talking about my car, of like running it into the ground and it being worth nothing. Yep, that one. Yeah.
I
The
was talking about the washer into the ground, but holding my floor. But whatever. If you feel the pain, I think we all have something like that. It's just part of it. But yeah, with possessions, I mean, as you know, if you want to translate this to Ark, with many dinos becomes great responsibility. You got to take care of them. The more you have, the more you have to do all the things.
True.
And
The more you have,
We're
the
just
more
there's
you
a lot
have
of
to do all the
overhead.
things.
farmer
That's
just like used
such
pastor
wisdom.
dust. Did you feel that?
Yeah,
He just used
yeah.
pastor dust. He just he took this life lesson and he was like, "Guess what, kids? It's just like this in your life." And I'm like, "Wow, I actually really understand what you're talking about."
Yeah,
Wow,
thanks for breaking it
incredible.
down.
But also you've
Father
not.
Farm.
So yeah, Father Farm. Ooh, Father Farmer. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. But in that, I've only been playing Ark and Hades. Like I have, I've been meaning to play Expedition 33 on my Steam Deck. I've got a couple of, I have that. There's like this superhero visual novel game called Dispatch, like
Yeah.
almost like a Telltale looking type game. I have that game. I've been meaning to play it. Got a, I mean, I still haven't played God of War or uh, Horizon Zero Dawn.
So what you're
Yet,
saying
like,
is Ark is just backlogging you to death, the more you play it.
well, what I'm saying is
That
Ark
and
is
Hades.
backlogging me, but but also what I wanted to say is I don't know that I want to play God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn because you guys just see the news that PlayStation single player games are going to be console exclusive going forward.
Yep, I saw that.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that transition coming. I mean, that was easy,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
we saw it coming,
think-
but it's officially announced. It's officially
Yeah.
announced.
Well,
One of the
they
reasons I got a
announced-
Steam Deck was
Yeah.
because PlayStation games were coming to PC. Like, just honestly, one of the reasons I got one instead of getting a PlayStation 5 was because I was like, oh, well, like, but on Steam Deck, I can still play these games.
It's
And
such
now
such a
that's
bad
not the
move.
case.
It's such a backwards move as far as the industry goes.
Well, and
but
like
I know why they're doing
Yeah.
it. We know why.
Yeah. Well, with the Steam
Project
Machine
Helix
coming
and
out
everything.
eventually.
Well, and
Yeah,
PlayStation
between that-
lost money with Bungie, right? And their console sales are down because they're 8 years into a life cycle, and so they're like, "Well, we need to make more money." I mean, but the thing is, I don't think it'll work. I think they were actually making more money by having PC sales on their games.
absolutely.
Software is
Right.
where
I
the money is
totally-
made.
Absolutely.
You know,
totally
I mean,
think so.
trying to
And-
force console sales when you're 8 years into. I think honestly, it's to prep for next gen. That's what I think it is.
there is
Like,
that, but you know
yeah.
what I think? I think they're trying to use, I think they're trying to use something that worked for them in the past, but I don't think it's going to work so good for them in the future, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
It's
That was
just-
their bread and butter before. Was
Yeah, it
exclusivity,
really
right?
worked. It really worked for them good. I think this is going to be more like shooting themselves in the foot. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Sony can sometimes pull it out. I don't know. I mean, apparently they still
Nope,
got the
exactly, Logan.
sales better than other, better than Xbox, better than technically
Well, I
any
think
the other companies. So
I think it's related. I think it is. I think you set the expectation now from Sony's point of view of guess what?
Mm.
Games are exclusive to console. And then when you announce your console, no one makes there's no negative press about the games being exclusive to it because
you already know.
this has already been the case for a few years.
And
now.
you already
you've reset those expectations. Yeah.
So
I
yeah, I
mean,
mean, from
right.
their standpoint, it's a good
Yeah.
move right now, but I don't know. I don't I don't know if I see it
But it
working
is
But
a
they're
as
move
well as
losing
it has
out.
in
backwards,
the
and it's
past. You know.
anti-consumer. Like, I mean, and it hurts them in a like very short term in terms of sales for all these games coming out and
But
everything.
I
But I
do
mean,
think the
like,
next
yeah,
PlayStation though is planning to have like back compat stuff. So they're
I
just
can
wanting to
patch, sure, yeah,
stay in their hub. They want to
yeah.
keep everybody in the
Well, they
hub
want
of
to
the
sell. They
PlayStation.
want another PlayStation 5, right? PlayStation 5 has been
Oh
like
yeah,
the best
yeah,
performing console for them, even with COVID and everything, right?
right.
And so, like, they would probably do anything to have another PS5 moment where they yet again like increase the lead, and like
Yeah.
do all that. So I understand it from a strategic perspective. I just don't like it, right?
Yeah, I don't think any of us
I
like
think
it. When
it's
we finally saw
purely
games going
like,
to
yeah.
Steam and stuff, we were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, come on, yeah, bring it!" And now we're going backwards. That hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts.
And I really don't like going backwards too, because guess what? When one big company goes backwards, guess who follows? Everybody else, I mean, like, there is a way bigger chance now, especially with new leadership, that Xbox goes back to exclusives too, you know?
Well,
Like,
yeah, I
Right.
think so. I think it's. I mean, I think we can kind of see the writing on the wall, so to
right.
speak. And I mean, I don't know. I
But I
hate
would
it.
say that didn't exist like like even
No,
like
I.
6 months ago. I feel like we were pretty set on most Xbox games coming to you know possibly
Well,
PlayStation,
with
definitely PC and Steam and all that. I mean, like,
what they
yeah,
had in place, they were pushing all their exclusive titles to even PlayStation.
right,
So
yeah,
that was 6 months ago. There's a totally different thing
yeah,
that was going
yeah,
on in Xbox, and I think they are probably going to shift again with the new leadership and just have a different mindset, a little bit more business mindset versus consumer, which I mean, it's kind of like been both ways though. Some things have been better for consumers, but we're going to see some more business, I think, side of the coin come into play very soon with Xbox.
Well, there's just less money going around, just period. Right? People are
yes,
hurt for money, and they're investing more money, and so they're looking for more return than in the past. And so, like, I'm looking at some numbers here, and lifetime sales currently, it looks like the PlayStation 4 was at 117 million, and currently the PS5 is at 93 million. It's it's a the PS5 has been relatively close to the PS4 sales pace for the generation, but a little bit behind. But I still personally think that it's very reactionary. I think they want to move more. Like Logan brought up here, it's a very Japanese move. They want to move more console sales, and they feel like probably selling their games on Steam is making it so there are people who would. These are the people who have not yet bought a PS5, right? And why would they if they can buy their games somewhere else? And then, like, with the consoles and the Steam
well,
machine and with
and
Helix and all that stuff, sure.
why buy
But
a
in the end,
PS6
it's
if you think the games are coming to PC too? Like, I mean, why not set up for that
Right,
then?
sure,
and the
sure,
Helix
but
kind of like
also
Yeah,
hurts them too. If somebody gets a Helix and doesn't have to, pretty
that's true
much
too.
caters
Yeah,
to
Also,
all
D, but also
Microsoft,
D, on the
pretty
flip
much
side,
is going to cut them
hasn't
out of
that
it.
been our whole argument with Xbox going on everything too? It's like, well, why buy an Xbox if the games are on PlayStation?
sure.
And like the whole argument's been like, oh, because of the ecosystem and because of this and because of your
Yeah,
friends and those kinds of things. I mean, that applies that way too. There are still
right.
reasons that you would buy a PlayStation. I mean, most gamers are PlayStation gamers, just hands down, period, right?
Yeah,
I guess if we're not counting mobile like phone gamers, like there are more PlayStation gamers than PC gamers or Xbox gamers or Nintendo gamers.
but their
Just
new
hands down,
console is
right?
also primed to sell at a way higher price than any previous console. You know, like,
It's
it's
true.
going to be like at like probably the same price as Xbox is, like probably in the $800 to $1,000 range at least. You know,
They
like, I
also
mean,
have been
like,
making these
yeah,
steps from before this, right? Like
right, yeah, that's true too.
the is basically as soon as the Steam machine was officially announced, like all of a sudden Ghost of Yotei gets put on hold for the Steam port, right?
Right,
Like, oh yeah, now we're not sure we're going to do that because there's like a Steam console that is going to possibly, compete with us kind of a deal. And that's I don't know. I am not super pumped about it either. I think that, but I'm also not surprised. Like we said, we called it, but
definitely
also
not
like
surprised
just
on
Sony
this
as
for
a
sure.
company, not really a surprise. But I don't think that it's going to do well for them in the long run. I mean, personally, I'm of the way, like we've talked about in the past, that I don't know that there needs to be a new generation console right now. And with people hurt for money and like prices going up and all that stuff, like just in general, it is. And I think just people's feelings about it. I recently saw this reel on Instagram where someone was like, oh, look at this. Like when you used to buy games, you used to get a little manual, you used to get this disc, you used to have all of this stuff. Like, look at all this that you used to get. And now you just get like a digital code. Like gaming is so much worse than it used to be. And on one hand, I just like totally disagree with the take. Right? Like I think that's really like nostalgia, like
reductionist at the very least, yeah.
And being like, oh man, like things used to be so much better, and it's like, no, things were better because you were 14 years old, right? Like that's why things were so great back then.
And you can do so much with a manual. I mean, like really, I mean, what you really wanted, you picked it up, you looked at it, you threw it down, and what you wanted was a game.
How do you write a manual for like a game like Crimson Desert or like Ark? Like I mean,
a
that
totally
would be a really
evolving
big
game.
Like I mean,
and again, a lot of these games are changing with updates, with patches and things coming in. It would never stop,
And it comes back to the argument too of like, oh well, like, but nowadays, and the thing in the video was like, game companies only care about money, and it's like, well, one, they've always only cared about money. I just want to throw that out there. Like, Square Enix
a business,
didn't decide to care about money like in 2015, right? Like, no, they cared about money since the beginning. But also, like, you have, I mean, I've talked about this so many times. I would have given anything to be able to play more Spyro as a kid, right? Like that whole thing.
Yeah,
oh man,
DLC,
could they release more
bonus
Spyro?
levels,
I would
patches.
have loved that, right? And but that wasn't even an option. I would have happily paid for a Spyro Battle Pass where they continue the story, let alone playing games for free, right? These games that are free. And people are like, oh, well, you have to buy everything. You have to do this. You have to do this. The game is free, you guys. That's why you have to buy stuff in the game. It's free. And I know it can be annoying with other stuff, like, with all of that. I get it. But just also like for PlayStation and such, like the landscape of gaming has changed so much in the last few years. And the people who gamers are really different now as well. And like how they respond to things and what they want, like not just, to be like I hate when people say they're entitled, but the entitlement of like, I should be given a complete game for free. Or like, I mean, or just for some reason, like just to be totally honest of like, I should only pay $40 and I should have endless entertainment forever. And the game should be supported forever because I paid $40 or even $80. I mean, I would say even $80. I paid $80. Therefore, I am owed entertainment for as long as I decide to keep playing the game.
Those people need to go back and look at the history of how they used to gimmick us with here's your upgrade expansion pack, or whatever, like the 64
or like even like my
things
first
like that. Come on,
before gaming was super big, right? When I was like 10 years old or whatever, like I got my Super Nintendo. I paid $130 for a basketball game, for a 2K basketball game. Like, I mean, like, like it's not like a.
I paid $60 for a Spider-Man game that I beat that day. I mean, I think I mentioned that one before.
Sure,
and then,
and
also that money was worth way more back then. I want to throw that out there. That's $60.
Yep,
that's $60
too.
back then is not $60 right now.
That's very true. Yeah.
But
with
PlayStation, like moving this to exclusive, like I get why they're doing it, but I personally think it's very reactionary. Maybe they're trying to set up future stuff, but I just don't think it's going to work. I think it's that thing of like, this is
a reaction of,
yeah,
it's definitely something.
Yeah, this is worked for us in the past.
Reaction of what Steam.
We're going back here.
What Steam's doing, and then what Microsoft's doing. But yeah, I think this is a play in the wrong direction for PlayStation, especially because the landscape is totally different these days.
Yep.
And they're wanting something to work that worked. They're like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Something that worked for them once, they want it to work again.
Exactly.
So they're going to pull back and just hone in their craft. But time will tell. We'll see what happens, but I don't think personally, and I can even put money on this. I don't know. I don't gamble, but
I was about to bet you, but I guess you don't gamble, so I guess you're free.
but anyhow, I mean, yeah. Put my name down. I think it's gonna. I think they're gonna be hurting for this.
Well, and then on the other side of it, I just it's just sad. And also, what single player games? Am I right? What single player
Either
games
mainstream.
are they gonna have exclusive? Well, no, but in the sense that like they haven't released any games, in a while at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a
Yeah.
whole slew, waiting when that.
Well,
that
they
box
just
lands.
had Ceros launch, which was an exclusive to their platform. I don't remember whether they own the studio. No, it's a studio that did Returnal. I think they might own it, but like I mean,
No,
like
that
Don't they have
sounds
like a
about right.
Wolverine game coming out?
they do have
Yeah.
a Wolverine game coming out,
That's supposed
and
to
they
be
have
Insomniac, right? It's supposed to be-
Insomniac's doing Wolverine, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they have the Intergalactic game that looks like an 80s kind of sci-fi kind of ish thing by the Last of Us team.
I mentioned they're
love
gonna be
Wow,
doing
you can
another
tell
God of
that
War
none
2,
of
right?
us none of us are PlayStation people because like you are not selling me on any of these. Like just the way we're talking
I mean,
about it.
I'm just
I'm
not
like,
very
uh-huh.
like I'll probably get like I mean I haven't gotten Ceros
Well, none
yet.
of us
I
are
probably
single
will,
player
maybe. I
oriented
don't-
at this
yeah.
moment, right?
But
I think that's
Ceros
part
is
of it, too.
technically is Ceros even
Hades
co-op?
is
It might
Hades
be.
is a single player game. Hades is
Yeah.
a single player game. I like Hades.
I like games that I can play with my friends in general. Like, I mean, like, it's cool when a single player comes around that I try and I really, really jive with, like, Claire Obscure, obviously, but I mean, like,
Right.
I really like playing with my friends, even if we're not,
One of the
know,
things
even if we're separated by
I
an
was-
ocean,
Well, and I
one
think
of the
that's what it
things I was
comes down
thinking of is
to.
Farm. Do you
as
remember
well.
back when David was really into Fallout? Like, I remember when
Oh,
David
sure,
was
Fallout 3,
really
yeah.
was it Fallout 3?
Yeah,
David was
yeah.
really into Fallout 3 and
Really
was always
into it,
playing
yeah.
Fallout 3. Yeah. That
I'm
feels
sure
like
he'd
a
be
long time
down
ago.
to playing Fallout with us anytime that we want to jump in.
Weren't you guys playing whatever happened to Starfield, you guys? Whatever happened to that one?
Well, if we could play together, I'm sure we'd have it more.
Didn't it come out on PlayStation and do really well? Didn't people
It came
like
out on
it over
PlayStation, did really well, and then a lot of people are loving the new update. I just haven't touched the new update yet.
And that goes back to the point I was just about to make is like, okay, I mean, we say what we will about the single player games, but for us in general, it's not the games that we play at this moment, so
Yeah.
like it may look nice, it may be a cool, like again, if it's like a Batman or a Spider-Man game, usually I'm going to hit, do it and play it and go through the story at least. But even games like the new God of War 2, I've been meaning to play that for forever. Haven't. It's just, I don't know. I get them. I even sometimes I buy some of those new games, single player games, and then it just sits in the backlog. I hate it. But that's just where we're at. And we'd rather play together, or we have this. That's why we do this podcast, so we can talk about the games that we wish we could play.
Yeah. I finally got Claire Obscure, and what am I doing? I'm playing Ark and Hades, like a rogue. Like it's just ridiculous. It's like, oh, I'm playing a game that came out in 2020. Hey, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Man. But that being said, it is great. It is great.
It is great. Yeah.
I don't know. I find PlayStation and the choices they're making to be really interesting going forward, and I wonder how they'll do. I mean, the Nintendo Switch 2, like the big criticism is like it's a great console, but there's not games on it. And like Nintendo is going the opposite direction. Not necessarily in that they are like making their exclusive games everywhere else, but in the sense that they see the value of like this broader market and trying to appeal. I just don't get it. I just don't get why just to sell a few more consoles, because at this point, who doesn't have a PS5? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I feel like the people who are going to buy a PS5 have bought a PS5, right? At this point in the life cycle.
Yeah, you're not going to have not really going to have new people jumping in there. Not very much, anyways.
Well, especially with a PS6,
And
like
so why would you
2 years
lose
away or
so
whatever,
much
like,
money?
why?
Exactly.
Why would
Yeah.
you lose the money of other like consoles and other market, or like PC? Why would you lose the money from that to try to get more console sales?
I would
Like, it
definitely
just
pick a different
doesn't
angle if
make
I was
sense.
PlayStation. Like this is a play, and that's what they want to do. That's fine, but I think there's something else that they could do that would probably work better for them,
You
and
know
that
what would
would
be
be
better is they
catering
should
to what
just
they're
put
good
all
at.
of their stuff. They should put all their stuff on Xbox now.
Xbox.
No, you're right. Put all of the PS5 games. Be like, oh yeah, we're not releasing new games, but guess what? All of our old PS5 games, guess what? We're putting them on Xbox now. You can play them on Xbox. And then when they start releasing exclusive PS6 games, it is PS6, right? And
At the very
then
least,
that's how
like,
you're going to get Xbox people to be like, maybe I should buy a PlayStation. I really loved.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
not
that would
really
not be a
wrong.
bad
loved
idea.
God
Yeah.
of War 3. I
Well,
really
that's how
loved
you
it,
do it.
and you
You
know
reel
what?
them
It's
in.
about
You know.
time.
Well, like, if
If you-
Xbox was to go exclusive right now, I think it would actually kind of work in our favor with PlayStation fans getting like a chance to taste some of that Xbox goodness, like, because like I'll tell you what, like, if nothing else, Xbox's move to put games on PlayStation shut people up about like hating on the games, you know?
Right.
Like, I mean, like, the negative discourse on Xbox games has quieted down like 80% or something. Like, I'm
Right,
kind of like
yeah, no, I
guesstimating
don't.
kind of
That's not
based
the.
on my feeds, but I mean, like,
But that's not the
it's
conversation. I would agree.
yeah,
There's not a
all I
conversation
can
about
all I
crapping
can
on
imagine
Xbox
right
games.
now is this chart that David has, and he's looking at that he's been keeping for years. It's like they're down 80%.
like, negative discourse around Xbox games used to be a thing where like every single time an Xbox game came out, whether it was Forza Horizon or Gears 5 or whatever, like even Halo Infinite suffered from this somewhat. Like, there was just so much. Starfield suffered from it a lot in terms of like all the bad mouthing and how terrible that game is, and like, let's
Yeah,
just
where are those
hate on
people
it
now?
and everything.
They're
And
playing
like,
it.
yeah,
Those
stand-
people
yeah,
are playing the
I
exactly.
game.
stand
Yeah,
100% by my bad mouthing of Starfield. I hate that game.
Yeah, for the wrong reason.
I'm going to
hate
say
it
it
for the wrong
again. This is
reason.
a soundbite. Someone make this soundbite the worst part of the Microsoft acquisition of Bethesda is that
Oh my gosh.
Bethesda is farther away from shutting down. God, I wish that company would just shut down.
I'm so
and
glad it doesn't.
It's not
Because
going to
they
happen.
do such innovative things. They do with
And
the
I wanna
same
say,
engine, but I mean, like,
before people call me a hypocrite, I do recognize that I will be playing Elder Scrolls 6 as soon as it comes out. Yes, I will be. Do I like that about myself? No, I don't. Okay.
He realizes his flaw, but the rest
Yeah.
of him wishes the company would go away.
Yeah, I wish that I could be consistent, but I can't. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, other than that, do we want to hate on Marathon a little bit more? We want to.
No, I've actually got.
Farm, have you ever run a marathon?
I have not run a marathon. No,
People ain't running.
You know,
have you ran a
know,
have either of you ran a marathon?
I've never run a marathon, and Bungie has not run one well. Hey, bunch.
Should have seen that one coming.
We're never gonna get a Bungie like spawn. They're never gonna send us like codes. Or anything.
They're gonna give like
every episode is us bad mouthing.
By the time Destiny 3 comes out, we're gonna have like 2 million listeners, right? And they're not gonna give us a code. They're gonna give everybody else a code but us.
Well, I don't know about that, because you say what you will, but even bad publicity is publicity, and if we get it in people's face, they could make they can make changes, right?
I was angry this morning and talking about that I wasn't going to play Ark anymore. I'm going to be 100% honest. Destiny 2 did cross my mind of like, maybe I'll play Destiny 2 again. Maybe I'll go back to Destiny and like play these last drops of story. At least places won't be crowded, right? Like if I'm farming something, right, D? Like there's not going to be a lot of people there. So that's something.
Oh, you might be surprised. You never know.
No, I heard they lost 80% of their player base.
Yeah, it's down. It's down real bad.
It's time to go back, boys. Time to
I mean,
exploit
there's like
everything.
3 dungeons we haven't done now that are available.
We
Like,
really
we have to
should.
pay for them, but like, yeah.
Hey, if we figure out a day to do it, I would be down to go through dungeons. I'm always down to
There's
learn a new
Dungeons are
dungeon
fun.
with you
there
guys.
is no way that we are high enough level to go through these
Nope,
dungeons. There is
absolutely
no
not.
way
We're all gonna be farmer in the next dungeon.
that we are going to be strong enough to go through these dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be great. And you know what? We can do it. It's easy. We've
Well,
done
and I
this
thought
That
they
is
were doing
something
away
that
with light
Destiny
levels, and they never
had-
did. Like,
That is
okay.
that's something that, please, doing away with the levels. That's what they like have talked about every update since Destiny 1. They're like, guess what, guys? We're not even going to do this anymore.
But wait.
But wait, no, they say they're not going to do it, but then they do, and then they're like, guess what? We're not gonna nerf your helmet anymore. We're really happy. We're really
Does this-
happy with where
Does
this
this helmet
at.
come up every episode now?
It comes up every time we talk about Destiny.
You know,
I
like,
I don't
so.
think listen, I'll stop talking about it. But what I will say for the viewers, the listeners who did not know what this was, I was a god in that game. Like, really,
Which
right?
is what
It was
Destiny should
almost
offer, though.
impossible
Like,
to kill me.
yeah.
We would do dungeons, and Farmer and David would die 60 times, and I would die twice. That's how hard it was to kill me. I would just stand there, and they would just chew on my butt while I was walking around. No problem. I'm healing. It's not even an issue. You know,
where we're trying to survive. Yeah,
I was just vibing.
It was not really fair. That's
you can't play the game. You can't go back from that. I don't even remember how to crouch.
When you go from having no trouble and not playing a game that was hard to actually having a little bit of
also
hard.
We're 8 years into Destiny 2 or whatever. Like, why not at that point? You know, like, just let
maybe,
people
but at the
have
same
that
time,
fantasy.
at the same time, I'm gonna play a character that gives me a challenge. I'm not gonna
but then you get to choose.
They
don't choose for you. Then like, it would be great to be able to like 3-man some raids, because guess what? We're high enough level and we have some like overpowered stuff. Like, that would be a really cool thing to do at this point in time.
Like, just actually drop the disparity of the level and actually be where it's at, instead of like them bringing it up just to make it hard. It would be interesting to see how much how fast you actually have like speed runs. How fast could each team do it? That'd be pretty cool.
I have to leave in a couple minutes, but I did not even get to talk about how I got screwed by Discord Nitro. How Discord is a terrible company.
Yeah.
So with Discord Nitro, really quick.
Are we going after everybody tonight? Okay, here we go.
So this is just a PSA. So the new Discord Nitro, if you get Discord Nitro, they are offering Game Pass with it. It is the cheapest way to get Game Pass. It's $10, or it's one of the cheapest ways. $10 a month, you get game streaming, you get these games. I was super excited about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting Game Pass again. I reset up my other Xbox so Johnny can play Xbox, and we did all this stuff, and I subscribed to Discord Nitro because they're giving Game Pass Standard with Discord Nitro, which I assume is Xbox
not a
Game Pass Essential.
Normal tier anymore.
It is not Xbox Essential. So it does. So listen to this, Farm. You get like 20 hours of game streaming, but you don't get any online multiplayer on Xbox with this. So I got Nitro, and then I found out with that subscription, I can't even, or with the Xbox subscription, Game Pass, I can't even do online multiplayer. So now there are 4 tiers of Xbox Game Pass. There's Standard, Essential, Premium, and Ultimate. And Standard does not even include online play. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. I was so mad. And then let's talk about how Discord, we record this on Discord. Discord is a stupid company. I sent them a ticket to get a refund.
Oh my gosh.
Send them a ticket to get a refund. And then first off, you have to make on their website, Discord support, you have to make a new account. It's not like your normal Discord account. Like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Oh, yeah.
I sent them an email explaining the problem, and then they sent me an email back, and they're like, okay, first email back, and I sent a screenshot and everything. The first email back was they were like, wow, this seems really difficult. I'm sending it to someone else. That's my first email back from support. This seems really hard. My second email back, wow, this is it. They're like, okay, so you had Nitro Basic before? Would you like us to downgrade you to Basic and then we can refund you the money? Or would you like to fully not have Nitro at all? And da 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 da. Like, what do you guys want? What do you want to do? And then I was like, you can just. And so I respond to this email, right? You can just downgrade me to Basic. That's fine. Nitro Basic. Blah blah blah. I just really want a refund. So then there's like radio silence for 3 days. And then I get an automated email being like, so since you didn't respond to our last email, which I did, they're like, we're just going to close your ticket.
No.
And
no.
and then
No.
like not long after that, like an hour or two after I got that email, they're like, all right, your ticket's closed because you didn't respond to our last email asking you to respond.
I hate that,
and I totally
so
did
much.
respond. So you know what? I'm just
This
like,
sounds
I guess I have
exactly
Nitro for a
the
year.
problem I'm having. This sounds exactly the same problem I'm having with all the AI bots with, trying to negotiate with Meta or,
Yeah,
all
because your
all the,
Instagram account's gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't taken the time to like go through it, but it's like the same thing. As soon as they see something, they flag it, and they're just like, they're gonna send you something, and then they pretty much it's like they made the decision already, and they really not listening to you because they're just automated and they're stupid and they're not helpful at all.
Jeez,
Not helpful. No, they're stupid.
Like,
yeah,
to be fair,
and they're not helpful.
Like I think saying that about bots is probably okay, but also, jeez.
I think it's perfectly fine when it's apt. I mean, in this situation, it's very frustrating, and people have all these different accounts. Like I've read about so many people having these issues, and some of them have like these accounts that they've had for years, like myself, but also like they've had up to tens to hundreds of thousands of followers. They're using it for business or whatever, and just one day their account's just gone. And it's just that is frustrating, and that is terrible customer service. That's all I can say.
Yep.
Well, and like,
that,
I mean, this
I'm
kind of
out
comes back
$100, right? I paid for the year,
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, Johnny, you're only out $10. Who cares? No, I'm out $100.
That's a lot.
I paid for a service that I didn't get the thing that I wanted to get. It's a lot of money, and I'm just out of it. And then now they're like, oh, not even going to refund me the money. Oh, also now it's not been 5 days, right? That's the other thing with like they refund up to a certain amount of days. Oh, guess what? We're in the middle of your ticket process. Oh, well, since you didn't respond, well, I was responding. So I guess I'm just out $100. Thanks, Discord.
Right,
Thanks.
but you would think, okay, I did my bit. I didn't feel like I needed to actually go above and beyond to actually get to somebody that can actually help me. They should be helping me, not me having to do their job for them.
Right.
And that's
Right.
exactly what it is. It's what it's coming
Isn't
down
it
to.
like
you have
it should be just as easy to unsubscribe and get a refund for something as it is to subscribe to something.
It should be,
right.
but
Yeah.
it never is.
Well,
It never
there
is.
was legislation that was going to make it that easy. That was signed by President Biden. That was since I don't know if it's been entirely rescinded, but like, yeah,
it should be.
it definitely
And
isn't
on that
in
note,
effect right now. Yeah.
Leave a comment if you've been screwed by Meta or by Discord. We would appreciate that. I have to
Or
go.
by AI.
Yeah.
Or by AI, or as we say here, or if you've ever been arped. Bye.
Yeah.
Full circle. Love it.
Get out of here, Craig.